friend. Welcome back to the Friffle Table. How are you doing today? Thanks for coming to join me so we can sit and do something creative together. I've got a little bit of a different plan for today. Today I'm going to chop up some Friffles that I have had sitting there for a while. I got a little variety here so you can check out different things that I actually chop up. I have a cupboard behind me that I keep one shelf where I just stuff little pieces of Friffles that I'm going to chop up for later that I've gotten in various places, and I'm kind of like mix and matching to keep it interesting. Anyway, so I thought we'd go through a little pile today, and then I'm going to show you something that I created for my journal that I'm sharing with you. I'm going to put a link, I believe it's going to be to a Dropbox file, but I have to figure that out once I go to actually upload this video. But I'm going to put a link in the description that it's going to go to a file sharing service of some type, most likely my Dropbox, and it's going to have the file in it so that you can download it and print it out yourself and add it to your own journal if you'd like to join me this month. And I'm gonna not tell you what it is yet, but I'm going to be doing this every single month so that you guys can join me while we do something really fun. So to start with, I'm going to fix a drink, and you should do the same. I'm just doing a water and a water flavor today, which this time I'm gonna do one of the water flavors that was in this package, actually, funnily enough, if I can get it open. There we go. So I'll let you go get your drink if you don't already have one, because, you know, hydration, super important. And then, where did I do the cover? There we go. Then I'm gonna light my candle, because my candle is also super important to me. Probably not to you, but to me it is. And let's see. Just so you know, I have both of my dogs with me today. I didn't know I did until 2 seconds ago. I thought I only had the baby, but apparently I have both of them today. Okay. This water flavor is this one right here on this package, called Genie Wishes by Hawaiian Punch. It is an interesting flavor. It's probably one of the most interesting flavors I've ever had. I gotta redo the back of this because the flavor combo is pineapple, passion fruit, orange, guava, and apple. That is a lot of flavors, but somehow it actually works. That said, the marshmallow clouds one that came in this is not my favorite. I didn't see it when I bought it that it had marshmallow, and I'm not a huge marshmallow person. I'm like one peep a year, and then like 2 or 3 s'mores a year, and that is all. Or I take that back. Sometimes I do like those little itty bitty marshmallows that comes in the hot cocoa. Those are good. Those I can eat. But yeah, anyway. So, candle. Distracted myself. And there. Now we have fire. It's supposed to be a jasmine scented candle, but I don't think it's very scented. Okay, now I'm hoping to get this video up soon. I'll be honest, I have absolutely procrastinated putting up all of the videos that I've recorded so far, because I've never done anything with videos. So like editing them, I'm not gonna plan. You'll see, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll see that I don't plan on actually like editing them for like cosmetic purposes. They're far from cosmetic, but or aesthetic. But I plan on, because sometimes my camera shuts off, and so I have like multiple parts to one video, so I'm planning on just like smishing them together into one video. But I've never done anything like that, so it's you know, it's scary to an ADHD person. So I'm hoping to get that done today. That is my project for today after this video. Because I really want this video to go up because it's, you know, for the month of July. So I want it to get up as soon as possible. So wish me luck. We'll see how that works. So while I'm sitting here and talking your ear off and cutting up Friffles, what are you working on? And if you care to share, you could share a picture in the comments. I don't know. Can you put pictures in comments? That would be cool. I'm not sure if you can though. I should probably look into that before I keep saying it. But you could tell us what you're doing. That would be fun too. So anyway, so this Friffle is packaging from Water Flavors. And I really just want a few things from this because I've kind of been going bonkers on packaging lately, and I have quite a lot and I haven't used it all, but I do want a few things from this because it's very pretty colors. So we're gonna chop it up into little bitty bits. I probably should move, hold on, I'm gonna move some stuff around here for a second. Let's move my journal off and my choppy thing off so that I can put all of these things to chop up here. I don't know if you can still see them. You can kind of see them over there. But that way we can work on one thing at a time here. Okay, so on this, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I kind of, oh, you know what? Let's cut this one up first. I wanted these little flavor names because they're cute. But the Genie Wishes one doesn't have the right shape. So we're going to take this one and put it over the Genie Wishes one so that we can try to cut it out the same. Good enough. Okay. So in case you haven't seen my other video, I'm just gonna mention this so that you don't think I'm totally bonkers. I've kind of, oh, I've got you way zoomed out. Hello. Zoom in so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Little flavor names. I call these Friffles. A Friffle to me is pretty much anything that I chop up and put in my journal. So it could be things from magazines or books or kids' books or anything papery goods that I chop up. Magazines, I think I just said magazines. Anyway, I've even cut up like this packaging. I just cut up an orange flavored shake package this morning because they had cute oranges. I've cut up like this Skippo packages that I didn't need anymore. And I've got some blank cards here. I don't know why they're blank, but I figured I could use them in my journal. So yeah, I cut up things like that, or I have things that I've made. I showed this in a previous video. It's just, this was technically a watercolor experiment. So yeah, I've got things that I've made as Friffles and things that I've chopped up. These, I'm not a huge Wednesday Addams fan for the show and whatnot, but my daughter is, and she cut up parts to a board game, and that she didn't want the board game anymore, so she cut up the parts to it, and then she gave me the rest, and so I just cut up little pieces out of the instructions book that I thought somebody might like, and I'm putting them in my Friffle bins until I get my Etsy store going when I sell little Friffle packs, and then I'll be adding these random things that I probably won't use myself into the Friffle packs. So somebody might like it sometime. So yeah, that's what a Friffle is. A Friffle is anything that I add to my journal that's different. Well, I can't even really say different actually, because, you know, sometimes I usually call stickers, but sometimes I call them Friffles. But yeah, it's just like little pieces, little odds and ends. I'm going to save this. I'm not sure that I'm going to use it, but I'm going to save it because it's kind of cute. And I might use it for something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So we're going to put those up there and those up there. And then I think I just want this magic mix up here. So we're going to... Didn't take that away, did it? So let's try to like do the fussy cut thing here. Now I will warn you, I am absolutely not the greatest at fussy cutting. I'm either way too broad or way too specific. But you know what? I enjoy what I do, so that's all that matters. There. Fussy cutted. See? That went way too far over. But that's okay. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. I don't really like the little guy. And then I'm going to cut out the UPC for my UPC project. I shouldn't call it a project. I should call it a collection because I don't quite have a project for it yet. Don't think I have use for this, but we're going to cut it out anyway because it's very pretty colors. And we're going to cut it like that so that it's just a little piece. And then just in case I want it, we'll cut out these little sticks. But it's got a little piece on the back. Take that off. There, make it as thin as possible. And then we'll cut this one off a little better. There, good enough. Don't know if I'm going to use that or not, but that way I have it. And then I want the little magic mix up here. And then I think I'm going to like cut this little skinny spot of this flavors out because this, like I said, that flavor really, really surprised me. So I think I'm going to cut the flavors out because that might be interesting at some point. I don't know. You never know what's going to strike my fancy when I actually get going. But there, I got the little flavors. And then we'll cut this out. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to get my recycle bag, in case anybody's wondering. I have this. I'm going to zoom you out for a second. I have a bag, Walmart bag, paper bag, and I throw all of my paper scraps in there, and then I take it to the recycle center when it's full. Well, when I have a bunch of them, then I take it to the recycle center. I try to recycle as much as I can. I don't go too crazy, but I do recycle a lot. I have a whole little recycle center downstairs for all the like plastics and tins and all that. Now, one thing I've been doing, and I'm not sure that I like this idea yet, but one thing I've been doing is when I have a bunch of the same thing, that like little friffles like this, I've been putting a little, I just totally lost what this is called. Paper clip. There we go. I'm putting a little paper, whoops, I bent that one, but you get the idea. A little paper clip on them to kind of hold them together so they don't get lost in my little friffle bin. But I'm not sure I like that because it makes it harder to friffle, but it's easier to save. So we're going to go with it for now. Okay, next step. Oh, actually, we're going to do this one first. This is just a little piece of paper left over from the tarot guidebook, from the tarot cards that I'm doing. I'm doing like a tarot card series thing, where every once in a while I'm drawing a random tarot card from a deck that I thought was cute, but I didn't actually like. And I'm gluing it in as the page, and then I'm decorating the page according to the meaning, or, you know, how I interpret the meaning. And I think I've done like 4 or 5 pages so far. But I've been cutting the meanings out of the guidebook and putting them in on the page so I can see it. But the guidebook has these teeny tiny little pictures of the card. Let's see. Where's the camera? Teeny tiny little pictures. And so I am cutting them out, and they're going to be tiny Friffles, which I don't have a container for tiny Friffles yet, but I'm hoping to get, next time I have some spare money for Amazon purchases, I'm hoping to get a set of those blank little Altoids tins. I have one already, but it's in use, and so I need more. But I want to put tiny Friffles in some of those Altoids tins because they're cute Friffles. But I've got a bunch over here, for example. I'm going to try to attempt to zoom you way in because right here. So I got these like little tiny little tags and little tiny composition book Friffles, and they're adorable, but if I put them in my big Friffle bin, they're going to get lost. So I've just kind of got them on a pile in the shelf next to me for now until I can get a little container to put them in. So how's your project going? I've been about 15 minutes in. I'm going to get a drink. Because as per my ADHD usual, I am so behind on hydration today. Okay, so these bits, you're going to see a lot of these bits come through my friffling when I'm cutting things up in the future. For a while, I found at a thrift store a giant plastic bin of scrapbook paper, and it was like $15, which is really good in up here where I live. That was a really good deal, and it had a bunch of 12 by 12 paper in the actual like packs, like the little booklet pack things, and then it had a bunch of loose 12 by 12 paper, and then it had like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 inches worth of scraps, like pieces of scraps. I think I counted at one point, I lost track, but at one point I counted over 700 pieces of scraps that I saved out of that bin. That's not even counting like the actual full sheets of paper. And so it's just scraps that I sorted in my scrap bin, and then it was some were like little cards that you can write on. I have some of those in my Friffle bin already. Some of them were like this, already made borders. I have those in a bin. Well, they're in the scrap bin, but yeah, but some of them still need to be chopped up like these. So that's what I'm going to do with these. They're just little border things. This one's got little circles, but I think I'm going to leave it as one piece for now. And then later, if I want to chop it, I can chop it. You know what? I am going to do this the smart way with my choppy chop, so that I get straight lines. That would be the smartest thing to do. Which is also kind of hard because some of these pieces are kind of skinny. But there we go. Ah, this one's too small. We're gonna do this one by hand. But yeah, so this was another source of Friffles for me. I got a bunch of little, I think that pack actually had some stickers in it, some loose stickers, and it had, like I said, borders, and it had so much stuff. And for only $15, which I know that sometimes that $15 has been a lot of money, but at that point I had the money, so it was okay. So I got a lot for the money. And it would have been literally hundreds of dollars here to buy all that stuff in the store new. Oh, this one I can cut. Not really sure sure. I think I'm gonna cut this gold trim off so it's its own piece. That'd be kind of cool. So I got some little stars, and now I'm gonna make this gold strip its own little piece. It's a very thin strip, but that's okay. I still think it's cool because it's like gold and shiny. Whee! I like shiny things, in case you haven't figured that out yet. There we go. Yeah, we got some more borders. Oh, this one's cute. It says it's a good time to be alive. Then we got one with some planets and I don't know what else. Witchy kind of stuff. Planets and stars and eyes and suns. See if you can see it. Ta-da. Now I know this one is just supposed to be like little, let me make sure you can actually see it, little dots and dashes, but for some reason it reminds me of a road. It looks like a road, like a highway. That's my random thought for the day. And we got like this watercolory looking one. Okay, now these Friffles, I'm going to set beside me. You're not going to see where I'm setting them because I have a pile next to me on the shelf where all of my scrap pieces go. And then when I get really froggy, I sit and sort them into my bin. But the bin is a pain in the butt to move, so I don't dig it out every single day. Okay, so this is magazine pages that I already shredded into individual pages. I've never done one of these magazines particularly before. It's called Artist Magazine. Should be interesting because I like artsy kind of stuff. Should have some really cool pictures in it. So we'll see. Now remember, this is my favorite part about cutting up random Friffles is you could be watching me cut this up and your brain could be screaming at you like, no, you went right through the pretty picture or something. Because you could have like 10 people cut up the same magazine with the same pages and we are all going to pick something different. Like what I think is pretty and usable, you might think is awful or, you know, whatever. So, or what I prioritize as important when you have two sides, you might not. So I find watching people chop things up really intriguing because it's fun to see what other people like and what other people prioritize. I think it's cool. Now, I really like these colors, but with all the writing, I feel like it's going to be hard to get a usable piece. Maybe right here. I might do that piece right there, but it's got this really cool paint thingy. You know what? Nope. I'm going to cut this and then I'm going to cut out this little Winsor & Newton thing. That's what I'm going to do on this one. So I'm going to bring up my choppy here again. I'm gonna cut it right below this. I also tend to look at some of these little, in magazines, these little like little sayings, because some of those are really cute too. So I tend to chop those out too. And now I'm going to make a mess. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move these scissors so I can put my pages over there. There we go. Yes, I work in chaos. It's okay. I like it here. So there, now we have this little saying. This one says, if you're lacking inspiration and motivation, consider trying something different. Said by Patricia McMahon Rice. Not sure who that is, but it's a cute saying. So I want the trees. So we're gonna chop through there. And then I'm going to get myself as much as I can. So there, now we have a pretty like I don't know. This almost looks like stained glass look to it. Very pretty. So that's just going to go in the folder in front of me. The saying I set off to the side because I have a bin where little sayings go. And I'm gonna try chopping this to see if I like it, but I'm probably not gonna like it. You know, it's not that bad. It has a little bit of mountains, so I might use that later. So that's gonna go in the bin as well. This bin is getting really fluffy and it's not cooperating very well. There we go. This little saying, feed your muse, it's kind of cute. I don't think I would use it, but someone else might. So I might put that in one of my words for later. And then we're just gonna, I think I'm gonna cut this out. And this little Winsor Newton. I'm really hoping you guys can see this because I'm really struggling mentally with trying to figure out whether you should be zoomed way in or out so you can see the whole table. And so I'm trying to show you things as I go. So hopefully that's okay. If you have any tips for proper camera angles, you know, go ahead and share them in the comments because clearly I could use all the help I can get. I'm gonna cut this little paint tube. And I love these little, I think I went too far with that. I don't know, I can't see. They put a white cap on a white background, which, you know, looks really cool until you go to try to cut it out. And then it's kind of impossible. But as I was saying, I really love these little tiny scissors. They're so cute. I got them at Hobby Lobby. That kind of counts as a tiny, I think I'm going to put that in with the tiny ones because that's pretty small. I got it at Hobby Lobby in the embroidery section. It's just little tiny scissors and they work fantastic. Okay, so on ads, I almost never cut out these ads. In some magazines that have the little like food ads for like Campbell's soup or whatever, I do cut those out and I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have them saved in a little pouch for like a project. I just don't know what I'm doing with them yet for like little products, like grocery style products. Stuff like this, I don't normally touch, but I do keep an eye on the big words just to see if there's, and there's not here, but just in case there's something interesting that I can cut out. And some of this stuff, like for example, this, see if you can see it here, this like painting thing here. I'm not a fan, but like I said, I plan on trying to make little random Friffle packs on Etsy. And so even if it's something I wouldn't care for, if it's something that can be used to decorate and it's kind of cute, I cut it up anyway and I put it in the Friffle bin. That way I can add it to Etsy later as, you know, in one of the random Friffle packs. Somebody might like the random painting. I don't know. Makes sense in my brain. That's a nice saying. In case you're wondering, it says, if you're struggling with uncertainty in your work, try giving up the idea of infinite possibilities and instead dive deeper into a few of your most exciting ideas. I like that. By Susan Abbott. Oh, she's the one who did this beautiful oil painting. That's cool. Okay, so I like the word girl power over here. That would be really cool. But this painting is cooler, so we're going to do the painting instead. But I don't want the prime word on it, so we're going to take the prime word off. And then I'm going to cut out, and this is probably one of those times where everybody's screaming at me in the background. I'm going to cut out that saying because I like the painting as a painting on its own. That would make really cool on a page. You know what? I'm going to set this stuff in a pile and then put it in my bin afterwards because that bin's not cooperating. But I really like this little saying, and I would like to have this saying in my book somewhere because it's a very nice saying. So that's going to go in my little words pile. That's mostly off camera that you can't see. I'm sorry. Okay. We got pretty painting here. Pretty painting there. I'm going to go with this painting so that I can also have these words. And you know, if you're seeing this and you really are, you know, freaking out in the background about, oh my God, why'd she chop that picture? Or, you know, whatever it may be, you should put that in the comments because that would be a really fun conversation to have to see what other people might have done differently with this chopping thing. That'd be pretty cool. Like I said, I love watching other people and see what they choose. So, you know, you could tell me your choices in the comments and then I would be able to see what other people might like too. It'd be cool. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing with this, but it's big and it's cool. So we're saving it. Oh, look, little baby paintings. That's so cute. And lots of little baby paintings. Yeah, I like these baby paintings first better. So we're going to chop these ones up first. And then we'll see if there's anything I can rescue on the other side. That's how I prioritize. So I cut off only what I had to do these paintings. Oh, these are all done by that same person. The, like, was it Susan Abbott. That's cool. I see her little, well, at least it wasn't that one. I saw the signature. Now, if you're ever chopping up magazines and you're ever chopping them with one of these like slicey things, I don't know if it's just user malfunction or what, because it only seems to happen with magazines, but sometimes when you first like go to slice, because the paper is so thin, it tends to kind of like crumple it and then tear the paper. So sometimes your corners get a little crumpled. I don't care, because I don't care about perfection, you know, but in case you care, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go like this into the middle of the picture and then push in and then go up and then down, and that makes it so it doesn't tear. But I rarely have the brain power to remember to do that until after I scrumple the paper, and then I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, so here we get to rescue the whole bottom set of these panel things. That's cool. So I got even more than I expected. Bonus. So did everybody's June go? Did anybody do anything exciting or special? See anything cool or some pretty nature? Yeah, I don't know. Anything cool at all. I did a lot of ATV trips. That was my highlight for the month because that is my newfound obsession. Okay, I don't normally do people, so we're gonna skip the people. I might cut out these little squares here as like one chunk and one chunk. Or maybe I'll cut out the whole chunk. Yeah, I'll cut out the whole chunk. Maybe. But I do want this match made in heaven saying thing. Someone might like that. I don't want it. Somebody else might want it. So we'll chop that up. There we go. That can go in my words. Then we're gonna go over here and chop these little color palettes. They're very cute. Again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with half of the stuff I save, but it's fun to friffle through it and see what you can create. I've done some pretty interesting stuff over the last 6 months. Like one page was a garden entrance, like a garden gate that I colored from a coloring book. And then I sat and I chopped it up very, very intricately so that the gate would actually like open. And then I took a picture from a magazine that was of somebody's actual flower garden, and I put it behind it and then glued it in so that you could open the gate and see a garden behind it. It was pretty cool. It was fun. So having the random friffles is fun. So this looks like wedding paintings. I don't think I'm gonna cut them out because they're actual real people's weddings. So I don't normally do people generally. And I think that's kind of odd to have a picture of somebody else's wedding. So I don't think I'm going to do that one. We'll skip that one. Ads, but I don't see anything I like. I think I'm going to cut out this question because I have an idea for this for later, which I'm not going to tell you yet because it's not going to be for probably at least a year. But I'm going to save that and set that separately so I don't forget it exists. That's pretty line work paper. Yeah, picture is what I was trying to say. Pretty line work picture. Very pretty. Oh, this is one of those ones where they show you how to paint something. I think that's really cool to put in the magazine, like this, like how to paint things. It's just, the problem is I learn by seeing other people doing, not just seeing it in a book. I think I want this picture. I think this picture is cool. I also might want that. I'll have to think about it. Now you'll notice when I cut the big pieces, I am throwing them back over there, and that's because I always double check to see if there's anything else that I can rescue on the side that I cut off, and I don't really want to rescue that because you wouldn't be able to see what it was. But I do kind of want this water solubles piece. Hold on one second. Apparently I'm being joined by Jade.
Oh, sorry.
You stop saying sorry. What's up, kiddo?
I was wondering if you wanted to play a game of Challenge Skippo.
I would love to play a game of Challenge Skippo with you, but it's going to have to be after I finish recording this video.
Alright, I'll go grab my phone to continue the book. Currently, I'm on chapter either 9 or 10. I've lost count.
Nice. That's awesome. Glad you found something you like.
In my arms, and I'll then go kick Cleo out of my room.
Are you coming in here to sit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have to kick him out because he was all curled up on top of my arm and he made me pat him the entire time. So I was having to read the book one-handed.
That's what you get when you get loved by a kitty cat.
Yep. I'll be right back. Is it okay if I leave the door open?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. But it says flowers with a twist. Maybe that will be interesting someday. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just chop it up for flowers. Now, I don't know if my plan is going to work, but I'm going to try to like do that like fussy cut thing. A very wide fussy cut. Oops, that's a terrible fussy cut. Fussy cutting is really hard on magazines because the paper is so thin that I always mess it up. And then it looks kind of jagged. I guess that's where you gotta slow down, right?
Daisy. Back it off. Back it up.
There. Pretty flowers.
Yep, I'm on chapter 9, 16% of the way through.
Here, let me move my journal for you.
Alright, thanks.
You are so very welcome, beautiful.
What page are you making?
I'm not making a page today. Well, I am making a page today, but later. Today, I am doing some cuts, Friffle cuts with my friend, and then I'm going to be doing the scavenger hunt page. Oh, I let it slip. I was keeping that a surprise. Well, now you know. It's a scavenger hunt page that I made up for the month. So you'll see what it looks like later.
How many subscribers you at?
Well, considering I haven't got the videos uploaded yet, that would be 0.
Oh, I thought you have been uploading them.
Nope, I gotta edit them today and get them uploaded.
Well,
I was procrastinating.
clearly. That's your
no,
best strength.
well, yeah, but that's not very nice, Jade.
Sorry.
But it's not really procrastinating for bad reasons. Well, it kind of is, but it was procrastinating because it's video and I've never done anything with video. So it's like all new. So I have to learn the program and how to work with it and blah, blah, blah. Or YouTube. I've never done anything with YouTube either. So we're going to be learning a lot today. Well, I am anyway. See, look, pretty flower.
Pretty.
Pretty flower. That actually didn't come out bad. I like that. Oh, more flowers. I think I'm gonna like apologize for the rest of this video. I think every time I move my wrist, it's been moving you guys in and out. I think because I happened to just glance at my watch just as it was like zooming in or out. I don't know which. So maybe it's moving on me and I just don't realize it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna cut out this whole piece because it's cute, and this piece because it's cute. Because this top piece is like an actual sketchbook, which is really cool. Actually, I'm gonna cut just above it so you get the words that explain what it is, because that's cool. There, now we have like this little sketchbook page with daffodils. This double page sketch records 6 days in the life of a bouquet of daffodils. That's really cool. They put like the date and what they were, and then the next date, and then the next date. That's really cool. I actually like that. That's pretty neat. Getting a lot of cool friffles from this magazine. That's very pretty. Okay, now this is easy. I want this water painting because it's naturey. Oh, hi, Tasha. Apparently I gained a dog. Did I lose a dog?
You lost 2.
So when Jade came in, I lost my 2 dogs, and I gained my mom's dog. Hi, Tosh. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You're so pretty. She's a orange and white Pomeranian, and she's freaking gorgeous. Seriously, hands down, probably the prettiest dog I've ever seen. Now, I just realized that I got distracted by the dog, and I didn't tell you that I was going to cut out these landscape palettes. Palettes, yeah. That's what I get for trying to chop and talk at the same time. Landscape pictures, paintings. I like landscapes. They're very pretty.
Currently, I'm on page 60 of 372.
Nice. Now just remember when you're reading something on like an ebook, that when it says like the page numbers, that's not the actual page numbers in the book if you were to buy it in physical form. Like if you were, okay, because if you like zoomed in on the words so it made the words bigger, it would add to your pages. In case you're wondering.
Okay.
Look at that one, some trees. That's very pretty. Yeah, some more. Hopefully you're actually seeing these. Okay, I think we have been 45 minutes into this and I'm still not done with this pile. So I think we're gonna stop this for now. We're gonna set these aside for a different day. Finish the friffles I have over there so that we can get to the July page that I wanted to show you. So we take a break for a second and clean up my mess. And so this is our pile of friffles we got from that magazine so far. Those go in the friffle bin. There we go. And these are words. I'm going to set them aside beside me and I will put them in my words bin later. Okay. I'm going to show you this one, but I'm not going to actually chop it up because like I said, we're getting late on time here. So this here, if you look really closely, you can see that it was created by AI. Now, I'm not selling anything, so I am only using this stuff for personal use only. But I thought this was really cool. I asked Echo, my ChatGPT, to create me a page of stickers that were board game related. And this is what he created. And so I can like sit and chop them out. And if you look real closely, let's see if I can get this close enough so you can see it. You can see like the mistakes there or there because, you know, AI. But I think this is really cool because it gives me something that I can actually use, because sometimes there's some things that you just can't find good stickers for. For example, I'm going to show you a couple other ones that I had him make for me.
Ooh, the foil lines.
Yeah, so I feel like oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you these one at a time. So when I bought my four-wheeler off of my dad, I asked it to make me a page that was four-wheeling related for my specific four-wheeler. And so it actually like gave me these little like logos and four-wheelers and stuff for my four-wheeler, which was really cool. And I can't wait to actually cut these out and use these. This is going to be cool. But four-wheeling in general, I just could not find any really good stickers. I couldn't find hardly any stickers at all, let alone good ones. So I asked him to do me a couple of pages of four-wheeling related ATVing. And they're really cute and I love them. So if you're a person out there that like makes stickers, you know, I would assume there's a market for four-wheeler stickers or ATVing stickers, because I couldn't find them. And these are really cute because you got like maps and mud tires and mud splatters and trail signs. Not to mention the actual ATVs and side-by-sides. Those are cool too. And then I got this one. Hopefully you're actually still being able to see these. They're just adorable. I love them. Then I'm going to show you these ones. I went out one day and I actually strapped my biggest dog kennel that I own to the back of my four-wheeler. And I took all three of my dogs, well, my two dogs and my mom's dog, and I put them in the kennel and they seemed to really enjoy it. I will say that the baby absolutely loved it when we started out, and then she got really tired and she slept through most of the four-wheeling ride. But they got to explore. They got to get out of their little cage and go walking around on a leash and stuff, so they liked it. So anyway, so for a little while I was calling them my little adventure pups, and so I asked him to make me a page for adventure pups, and this is what he comes up with. And it's so cute. It's got like adventure pups. It says live, love, wander, more trails, more puppy kisses, more memories, muddy paws, happy hearts. They're just so cute. And this is something that they absolutely did not have online for sale. Like, I could not find anything for this. Then this one came out a little bonkers because of the sizing thing, and that's just my ADHD brain. But I asked him to do one more, but with my puppies specifically. And so we have this one with the little Pomeranian and the little Yorkie Poo and the Schnauzer. The only problem is that this one is only about this big, and then this one is only about this big, and then this one's the biggest one. Because this one in reality is like 2.5 pounds, and this one is like 8 pounds, and then this one is like 40 pounds. So, you know, the sizing is off, but it's still absolutely adorable. So yeah, I just wanted to show you those. So I ran out of printer paper, sticker paper. These are printed on sticker paper so that I can not have to glue them. But you could print them off on just regular paper and then cut them out and whatnot. So that's what I do with my ChatGPT, is I ask them for stickers, because sometimes I can't find stickers that work. Now normally I buy stickers, but like I said, for like the ATVing, I could not find good stickers. Just couldn't do it. Okay, last friffle we're gonna cut up. This is a gift bag, so don't yell at me. I have cut up a couple of gift bags now, I think. But I got this one for my birthday, and it has a really cool pattern on it. So we're gonna take the little strings out. Now, I'm a crazy person, so I'm gonna save these strings because they might make really cool additions in my journal at some point. So I'm saving the strings. You could just throw them away if you're gonna chop up a bag, but that's what I do. And then I go like this and cut the bottoms. Take the bottom off, which I'm not really going to use that because the pieces aren't really big enough to use. And then now we have this big thing here. Now in theory I could probably rip it apart, but I'm just gonna cut it. cut this into pieces where the folds were. And then just to help out my journal, I'm actually going to chop this piece off here because it sticks out and I don't like it. And I'll cut these down to size later for whatever I want to use them for. But I'm just cutting off the like curly parts that stick up. Like this one's kind of curly. Just to make it a bit smoother. So there we go. Now we have a piece that we can use. But I'm going to cut off this like top part because I don't like the top part. And yes, my chopping is crooked. That's okay. And just because this piece is so big, I'm going to cut off this bottom little piece where it's folded just because I'm not going to need that much anyway. And there, now I got a big piece.
Can I steal this?
You absolutely can steal that.
Okay. Just one of the scraps you don't want hand to nail chop one for myself.
Would you like this piece?
Yes, please.
There you go. Here, how about I share? I'll take the two big pieces and you can have the two smaller pieces.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, but can I borrow this real quick?
Sure, here you go. So there. Now she took a few of the pieces, but I got two great big pieces. They're almost like paper. And yeah, they're really cool backgrounds.
Oh, I'm chopping these up for the individual items.
You can chop it up however you want, baby girl. It is yours to do with as you please. So enjoy. Have fun. Yeah. Oops, sorry, babe. Okay, now to get to my last thing. I gotta move my notes here. Okay, so I made a Friffle Hunt. Friffle Scavenger Hunt. There we go. I'm gonna make one of these every month. And I kind of sized it for my journal, but hopefully you can resize it for yourself if you need a different size. But so what it is it kind of looks like a bingo board, but it's not a bingo board. Okay, we're not playing bingo. We're playing, well, I mean, you could play bingo if you want. I'm just playing how many can we collect throughout the month. So for every month, I've created this blank one. I'm showing you, I'm not using the blank one because I'm way too lazy for that. But I'm showing you what the blank one looks like. We've got our little squares that you can write what you're doing in them. If you can't see this, it says July 2026, Friffle Scavenger Hunt. Then it says, find little paper treasures throughout the month. Fill in the squares with your finds and decorate however you would like. And at the bottom, it says spaces found and how many you found out of 25 and favorite Friffle that you found this month. And you've got a line there that you can write on. Now, you could just cut out just the square if you want just the square. You don't have to have the stuff that I added on here. I just did it for funsies. But I did this one and then I made the exact same one, but I put what we are scavenging for this month. Now, my plan is to actually cut and glue them in the little boxes. But some of these, you know, might not be small enough to fit. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this on a side-by-side page in my journal. So that way, you know, if something doesn't fit, I can decorate the other page like a collage with my finds. That's what I think I'm going to do with mine. But so this one has them all filled in case you want to be lazy like me and not fill them in. So this will be in there as a download as well. And then lastly, in case you want to set this like at the beginning of your journal or on your desk or whatever, this is just a list of the things that we're looking for this month. And again, you could just use the blank one and fill it in yourself if you want to pick your own things. But if you'd like to follow along with me and see what we find this month, this is what we're doing. this is what I'm doing. So for this month, I'm actually going to use this list to read. For this month, we are finding something red, a flower, a butterfly, a dog, a handwritten word, a barcode, a map piece, a food label, something polka dotted, something shiny, a business card piece, packaging with texture, something that reminds you of adventure, something blue, a bird, the sun, part of an instruction manual, a piece of tissue paper, a price tag, a number, something that makes you smile, a cat, a cloud, a foreign word, and a summer themed image. So my idea going forward is to try to do a mix of things so that there's some that are seasonal to the month, and then there's some that are like things that you can interpret your own way. For example, in this one, we have something that reminds you of adventure. That could be many different things for many different people. And then I'm hoping to do a bunch that are like normal, not normal, I hate that word, but like usual common junk journal pieces, like a barcode or a food label. So I'm going to try to like mix it up a little every month. And so yeah, so this is July's, and if you want to sit with me for a few more minutes, I'm going to cut this one out and try to size it to my journal. Hopefully I didn't make it too big. And then I'm going to glue it in and decorate it.
So I don't have to fetch mine. Make it easier to cut out the little pieces. Thank you.
You're welcome. Probably should have left a little extra on there so I could have cut the corners, but we didn't. I forgot. So I'm going to put this in the recycle. And then we're going to bring this out. And you know what? We didn't do our gratitude page today, so let's do that real quick. Let's see. Jade, would you like to pick a general color?
Sure.
For me to use today?
Blue.
Blue? Okay. We're gonna use this like aqua sea blue green thing, whatever this is. Oh no, we're not. That's too close to what we already did last time. So we're gonna use, how about a baby blue or bright blue? We're gonna use a bright blue. Okay. So today is the 1st. We're in an all new month. Ooh, this pen is glittery. What do I want to be thankful for today? Or what am I thankful for today? Have I done magazines? Don't think I did magazines. Don't see it. So we're going to do magazines. And we're going to go with dog toys because my puppy has learned how to play fetch and it's her favorite thing ever. And it's adorable to see. So we're going to go with dog toys. There we go. All right. And we're back. We got shut off apparently while I was finding my page. So I'm going to put the Friffle on this page. And then we're going to put it over here. Now, I will say, I do not see this journal lasting the rest of the month. So I'm probably going to have to keep the journal out and fill in my scavenger hunt throughout the month, even if I do a new journal. But that's okay. So we're going to put this here. I think we're going to put it over to this side so we can maybe decorate this side with, oh, maybe we'll get a Friffle. Okay, first, you know what? Nope. First, we're going to find the Friffle.
I'm there.
Oh, what about that? Hold on.
In here now.
What about that really pretty blue border that we had?
Don't eat my
That would look cool.
that.
Up. got the puppy in here now, so now they're gonna play fight. Not in the recycle bin, please. There we go. Whoops, I chopped up the pages a little. That's okay. Oh, and you can't even see what I'm doing because I'm too zoomed in. That's what happens when your camera dies. Okay, we're gonna move you up just a little. There we go. Now we're gonna glue you on, I think. There we go. And now I think I'm gonna put this like this. There we go. And of course, I gotta put the date on here. Now, don't mind me, I'm putting this giant book under here because it's hardcover. And so my date stamp will actually work. But I forgot, I gotta change it to July. July 0 1. There we go. Now we can stamp that. Ta-da! Okay. There we go. Now, I was gonna try to add some color to this, but I don't think I wanna, because it's just gonna get covered with whatever I find, right? Right. It needs something else though. Let's look in my stickers. See if I have anything.
What if you do a bun bun?
Yeah, that's a good idea, but I don't think I want a bunny today.
Okay.
It's a good idea though. Oh, what about this? Yeah, that doesn't really fit. Needs to be a little sticker.
When will the groceries arrive?
When I go fetch them.
Oh, you're not ordering them today?
What about these blue ones? Let's see. We're gonna put this crystal up here like that. And then we're gonna put a blue star around here. Like this. And then I think we're gonna add this Make-A-Wish sticker. Will it fit? Yeah, this barely fits. There. That's better. I don't know why, it just is. We're gonna go with it. And then, now, as a finishing touch, I'm going to zoom you in a little. There we go. Because I have a barcode here that I just chopped up this morning. So we're gonna glue that on. I wonder if we're gonna, you know what? I think I might. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna like color this in somehow to indicate that I found it. And I think I'm going to, let me zoom you out. I think I'm gonna go to my idea of putting them over here and making a collage out of it. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm also going to use my stamper and I'm gonna stamp the date, but I'm gonna stamp it way over here so that I can stamp the date that I finish it too. That would be cool. And so yeah, we're gonna collage it over here, and we're just gonna, I don't know why I keep saying where, I'm just gonna collage it in the order that I find it instead of like trying to make it look any certain way. So we're just gonna stick this on here because this is my first item. And then I'm going to do, how am I gonna color this in? What about, I haven't opened yet, glitter markers. So what if we glitter markered, if I can get them open. Hey, can I borrow those scissors real quick?
Sure, of course. Oh, a hoo-hoo.
Yeah, they're hoo-hoos, but they're glitter markers.
Nice.
What if we glitter marker an X on the ones that we do? And I think I'm gonna color code it just because I like colorful things. I'm gonna color code it with the Friffle that we added over here. So this one has like a yellow orangey color to it. So technically, I think it's supposed to have been orange. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside for a second. And it comes with like a color swatchy card. That's cool. I might do that in a minute.
Yeah, all hoo-hoos there.
Now, I think usually you have to shake these up.
You do. Can I buy little baby scissors?
I just gave them to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When using, please shake the pen up and down to make the ink evenly mixed. You need to hear the click noise as you shake. Okay. Press the pen tip down 5 to 8 times, 3 to 5 seconds each time at first use, till the ink seeps out, and then draw lines on the paper. When lines are even and smooth, it's ready to go. It writes smoothly when the ink doesn't come out during use. Press the pen tip again to make the ink flow out evenly. Okay, so we're gonna use my little scrap paper over here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Whoops, that come out very fast. Okay, so we're gonna like smush that over, or we're gonna have ink going absolutely everywhere. Okay, you can sit up there to dry for a minute. Okay, so we got a barcode. There we go. And then I know that I have an instruction manual in my to be friffled pile. It's technically the instruction manual that goes to my CPAP machine. I just wanted to cut this little logo out of it. So now we have a use for the little logo. Okay. Let's set this aside for a second. So there's my piece of a instruction manual. I used the logo. I probably should have used a piece of the actual manual, but that's okay. We're going to use this blue for the beginning of that blue. I'm pointing to this and you can't even see it because I forgot I zoomed you in. Let's zoom you out again. There you go. I did a resmid for my CPAP machine instruction manual. And we're going to match that blue there for my X. So we need my scrap paper again. There we go. And where was instruction manual? Here we go. Part of an instruction manual. We got that one. Okay. And then lastly, I have the sun. I have a sticker I want to use for that because it's a really cool sticker.
Alright, I finished cutting out all the chip bags. These in the cat trash.
1 second, Jade.
Okay, sorry.
I wonder if I put it in here. I might have put it in here. Oh, you know what? You know what? Hold on. I know where I did with it. I know where I did with it. I put it in the to be sorted pile down here. Probably take care of the to be sorted pile. It's getting a little out of control. Ow.
Amen. What?
Okay.
What was your green with you?
I heard you.
You gave me
I got-
the death.
I got this little sun sticker. Would have fit right there, but we're gonna put it over here since we're collaging everything. So we're gonna put our sun right there. I like that because it's glittery. So now we're gonna do this bright yellow one. Need to bring back my scrap paper. There we go. So now that was the sun. All right, there we go. Now it's set up. We got somewhere started. So I will have these, the 3 pages that I showed you originally. I will have them in a download link in the bottom of this YouTube video. That way you can join if you would like to. And I hope you share what you were working on today. And don't forget your hydration. I didn't get very far on mine, so we need to keep working on that because it's like 90 degrees today. So don't forget your hydration. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.